Hi, I'm Wellness Coach Lisa Lounsbury, and this is a Your Wellness Minute. And I just finished talking to Dr. Julie Bowen and Darlene Palmer about fighting cancer. And we need to talk a little bit more about it because, Darlene, you have an extraordinary story as how you handled it with such positive thoughts and grace. So share with us why you're a cancer fighter.
Why I'm a cancer fighter? When you're diagnosed with cancer, you have two choices. You can either say, woe is me, and feel sorry for me and feel bad for me, or you can say, ooh, this is a kick, and how am I going to deal with this? So I chose to say, you're not going to get me cancer, and I don't like you, and you're not going to screw up my life. I wasn't about to sit down and say, woe is me, because that's just not who I am. Julie will tell you, she refers to me as her type A patient, and so that's who I am. You fight.
You fight.
You fight.
Well, it seemed to have worked, so that's good.
Thank you.
You're going to keep fighting.
Every day.
And Julie, is it possible to cure all cancers or to expect to be cured, or is there another way of looking at it?
Well, some cancers can be cured, and obviously that's the ultimate goal, that would be, but it's not always feasible, just with the state of our knowledge in 2018. But some people live with their cancer for quite some time, and the goal is trying to keep living with it and keep functioning with the best quality of life. And I often use the analogy of diabetes. So if you go to your doctor and you're diagnosed with diabetes, you don't say, well, how are you going to cure it? You say, how are we going to treat it? How am I going to carry on? What modifications do I need to make? And these days, there are many instances where cancer is similar that way, where the goal is really to try and treat it and keep people living with the best quality of life for the longest time possible.
Does that give some of your patients a sense of peace, or does it help?
I think it does help. I mean, some people are better able to deal with it than others. So Darlene's someone like this. Darlene just got back from a trip, and some people are better able to deal with that. Other people find it difficult, and sometimes, if people just can't kind of come around to that, often the cancer's won, even if they live with it for a long time. If it's ruined their life and they're not able to enjoy their life, the cancer kind of won. So it's really important, but it's really hard to do. It's easy for me to sit here and say it, right? It's really simple, but it's really hard to do, and that's why it's important to draw on all the resources available in terms of counseling, support, trying to get to that point where you are carrying on with your life, knowing that, it's changed, right? And you know that we all know we're going to die someday, but when this happens, it sort of, instead of being at the back of your mind that you think about when you go to a funeral, it kind of brings it forward that it is something that you need to think about, but you try and get all the living in that you can. That's right. But like I say, it's easy for me to say. It's hard to do. I'm not trying to be critical.
Right. Yeah, well, we can take anything from someone who talks to people who have been diagnosed. So, Darlene, do you have any advice for someone who has been recently diagnosed and how to get through it with a positive mindset so that you'd have a great outcome?
I do. As a matter of fact, I have volunteered to be a peer mentor for uterine cancer for the Canadian Cancer Society. So I always think and want to tell people that be positive, trust your oncologists. They know what they're doing, thank goodness. And believe in yourself. You are so much stronger than you think you are. So much stronger. So believe in yourself because you can do it. And there are days when you feel so crummy. There were times when I went, I don't want to do this anymore. And then an hour later I went, whoa, wait a minute, it's my grandson's soccer game next week. If I didn't want to do it anymore, I wouldn't see that. So you have to think about how positive you can possibly be. And you know what, in your mind, set your goal. You want to be the longest living cancer survivor there ever has been for the Guinness Book of Records.
Whatever works, right?
Whatever works.
Whether it's your grandson or Guinness.
Exactly.
Well, that's great advice, and thanks for your insight, Julie.